Hey guys, how's it going? Brewing some beer today. Getting back to my YouTube roots. I'm actually doing an ESB. This is for a beer festival that I was invited to brew at, called the Cooper Young Regional Beer Festival. It's a 5-gallon batch. Using 8.5 pounds of Maris Otter, 0.61 pounds of Crystal 55, and half a pound of amber malt. And then for the hops, we have 1 ounce of Kent Goldings at 48 minutes, 1 ounce of Kent Goldings at 24 minutes, 1 ounce of Kent Goldings at 12 minutes, 1 ounce of Kent Goldings at 6 minutes, and 0.15 ounces of Kent Goldings at flame out. Using Y yeast, 1968 London ESB yeast. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm doing a 2-hour mash at 154. The mash has been going on now for about, let's see. The mash has been going on for about 45 minutes. So doing well. I was actually thinking about doing this beer as an overnight brew, but decided not to. The reason I'm doing a 2-hour mash is to try to get more of the starch to sugar conversion happening. I'm anticipating an OG of, let's see where, anticipating an OG of 1054, and about 33.8 IBUs. But this is going to be a quick turnaround beer. I'm anticipating about 6 to 7 days in primary, and then going straight to the keg and priming the keg with 2 ounces of priming sugar, and then I'm gonna let it sit in the keg and get carbonated prior to actually putting the keg in the fridge and chilling it down. Because this is a short primary and I've got to turn this beer around quick, I want to give it a chance to let the yeast eat more of that sugar while it's in the keg, and just give it a little extra time. Today is September 15th. It's a Saturday. This beer is being served on the 13th of October at a beer festival. So I've got plenty of time, but I don't want to be in the keg, or I don't want to be in primary for too long. I need the primary for another batch I've got going next week. And that's about it, really. Just a basic ESB. Alright, so here we are. Here's my burner. And on top of that, goes the keg. And here is my mash tun, and the mash is actually happening and going on right now, so I'll open this and let you take a peek. So there is, well, you can't see it, it fogged up, but there's all the grain and the water. I've got that sitting at 154 for the duration. And then there's my wort chiller, the refractometer, which measures bricks and basically tells you what your gravities are. Here's my old boil kettle, but it's now my hot liquor tank. As you can see, I've got the brewmometer and a ball valve on that. Here's my mash paddle. This is how I measure how much water is in the keg. There's 4 gallons all the way on up to 12 gallons. And you just basically stick this to where it's pretty flush on the bottom of the keg, and you read your mark. So pretty simple. Here is 5.2 pH stabilizer. Basically, I put this in the mash water and in the sparge water, which we'll be doing here in about an hour. But this makes the pH of the water 5.2 without having to add crazy amounts of stuff. And that's really it. Here's a temperature controller that I've not done anything with yet, but I'll be doing that. And I've already got all the hops measured out into 5 different bags. I'm using whole leaf East Kent Goldings. The alpha acid is 6.6, the beta is 2.4. Like I said, 48, 24, and 12 editions are going to be, well, 48 and 24 really are going to be the bittering editions, and then 12, 6, and 0 is going to be the aroma hops. So that's about it. I probably won't film a whole bunch of this brew day. I've got a bunch of stuff to do around the house. But yeah, I haven't thrown up a home brewing video in a while, so I figured it was long overdue. Hey guys, we're back. The 2-hour mash is almost finished. I've got 6.5 gallons of sparge water heating up in the keg, and I'm going to mash out with about 1.8 gallons of 170 degree water. And then I'm going to collect my first runnings, and then we'll do the sparge. So next thing you'll see me doing is what's called vorloffing, where I am just collecting some of the liquid wort into a pitcher I've got, and then spreading that back on top of the mash to create a filter with the grain bed, so that during my collection of the runnings I'm not collecting husks and grain particles and stuff like that. So that's what I'll be doing next. After that, I'll be dumping the remaining water that's in the keg into the mash tun, which is the orange thing. And then I'll be doing a sparge and let that sit for about 10 minutes or so. Once all that's happened, I'll put the runnings I've collected into the boil kettle, get it up to a boil, and then add the hop additions. So that's where we're at. Next thing you'll be seeing is the vorloff and the first runnings. So my 2-hour mash is up, and my mash out water is heated to about 168. So we'll go ahead and take the lid off and add about 1.8 gallons of this water to the mash. This is called a mash out, and what that basically means is that this started out at 154 degrees and it's been sitting for 2 hours, so it's probably lost a bit of its heat. And I'm now trying to get this liquid up to as close to 170 degrees as possible without going over 170. So that's good on the mash out. And I'm going to start collecting the runnings. So what I'm doing now is called the Vorloff, and I'm basically running the liquid into this pitcher, and I'll show you why in just a second. Shut that. If you can see, I'm not sure what you can see, but there are a bunch of grain particles in this that I don't want. So once this starts running clear, I'll start collecting my runnings, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so what's basically happening now is I'm draining the first runnings from the mash into a bucket so I can keep track of how many gallons I'm collecting. But basically, the liquid coming out of here is super sweet. It's like a sweet tea basically, because I took the grains and made a tea basically, but converted the grains from starches into sugars. So this is super sweet wort is what it's called. But I've collected about a little bit over a gallon so far. And the reason I'm doing it this way is the Vorloff, when I was doing it into the pitcher, catches all this sediment. But my crush was a little bit different than I'm used to, so there was a lot more sediment than I was used to. So basically it's going into here and filtering this sediment and then filtering out whatever else this bag missed, the inner bag, and then giving me a super clean liquid going into here. So I'm collecting this, and in the keg we've got what's sparge water, and I'm going to do this whole thing again, but instead of 2 hours, it's only going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll do this all again, and then there'll be time to do the boil. So that's where we're at. I'll see you guys soon. And we're almost done with the first runnings. I've collected almost 3 gallons of wort, and this is what the grain bed's looking like now. So that's about 9 pounds of grain, or 10 pounds of grain, whatever it is, I forget. So yeah, first runnings being collected. Just added some heat to the sparge water. So this is sitting at 170 right now. I'm going to dump it in the mash tun once this is done, then let it sit. So I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've been boiling 7.5 gallons for about 20 minutes. I'm actually doing a little bit longer than an hour boil, but even so, the hop countdown starts at an hour. So in about 12 seconds, I'm going to be dumping 1 ounce of UK Kent Goldings into the boil. Whole leaf hops. And see if I can get this down in there. The smell is already absolutely incredible. These Kent Goldings are really, really nice hops. And I normally don't do a hop bag, but I usually use pellet hops, and so these whole hops will clog the a little dip tube I've got in there. So that's the reason for the hop bags. But as you can see, well, never mind, there you go. As you can see, these whole leaf hops are in there. We've got 4 more hop additions and then we'll be done. About 47 minutes now left in the boil, so we'll see you here in a little bit. And we're about to throw in the 24-minute hops. Again, 1 ounce whole leaf UK Kent Goldings. Great boil so far. I did some math in my software, and I've hit all my numbers, so everything's going really good so far. And there go in the 24-minute hops. And so now there's 2 ounces of hops in here, and we're going for 2 and about 1/4 more. So see you at the 12-minute edition. And here we are, almost at the 12-minute hop edition. Again, it's going to be 1 ounce whole hop East Kent Golding, same as the last 2. I've installed my wort chiller. Basically what this is copper pipe, about 50 feet of it wrapped in coil, and then attached to my garden hose. So basically what happens is this is boiling, but the object of the game is to get it to cool as quick as possible. So I'm going to very slowly turn on the faucet over there, and it's going to come up here, in there, and then down around in there. 12-minute hop addition in. This is for aroma, whereas the other hop additions so far were for bittering. Now there's 3 total ounces in there. But so the water will snake through there, and it's colder water, so it'll chill this boiling liquid down to about probably 72 degrees today in maybe 15 minutes or so. So it's pretty efficient. And now here we go with the 6-minute edition. I also added some yeast nutrient at 9 minutes, but that's not important and I didn't film it. But basically what that does is basically provides a little additional nutrient that the yeast will need to get started. Typically I would do a starter. I'm using a liquid yeast, but I just didn't have an opportunity to get a starter made. So it's not a huge beer, so 1 package of Y yeast should be okay. It may take a few extra days to ferment out, but not too worried about it. It'll be just fine. Talked at length today with the brew shop owner because I had gone in to buy a second bag of yeast, but he talked me out of it and basically said I'll be fine, and I trust him. And I've used one bag of liquid yeast before and had no problems, so not too worried about it. I'm saving some of my spent grain. This is about 2 bags. I don't know how much it weighs, but I'm about to clean out my mash tun, so I'll see you at flame out. And that sound means that time's up, so we'll throw in the last hop addition, push it down in there and get it soaking, and then we will cut the heat. Turn off the thing. And we're going to give this a few stirs just to get it whirlpooling. Not super necessary since there's not going to be a ton of trub or hot particulate in there, but it will get the water moving a little bit more effectively. So here is my mash tun, and here's a hose. So water is going to start moving here in just a second. It's going up there, and it's filling my tank. So this is going to take a little bit, but nothing else important is going to happen at the moment, so you won't miss anything. Alright guys, so here we are chilling down the wort. We've been chilling for about 10 minutes now. As you can see, my mash tun's filling up with all this good water that would normally be going to waste. Wort is sitting at about 88 degrees. So gotta chill it down to about 11 more degrees hopefully. Or no, like 15 more degrees. I've taken out all the hops just so I didn't have to deal with anything clogging up the ball valve. Again, save the spent grains. I'm going to be testing the gravity here soon. My pre-boil SG, which is specific gravity, it was 1.040, and my estimated gravity was 1.039. So I'm doing good. I'm going to check it here again in just a little bit and see how we're doing. So here's the beer about 36 hours after brewing it. It's going strong, not too bad for just one package of yeast. So it's sitting at about 70 degrees.